Although snow over the holidays can create major headaches when traveling, a lot of people would opt for a fresh coating of snow on the ground if it meant having a white Christmas. So what are our odds of actually having a white Christmas? To answer that question, we can start by looking at this map. Now, this map uses data accumulated by NOAA, climate.gov, 30 years of data from 1990 to 2020, the historical frequency of having 1 inch of snow on the ground or more on the morning of Christmas. And right off the bat, we can deduce a couple things. First, mountains are king, especially the western mountains. In that, I mean the lowlands of western Washington have a much lower chance of a white Christmas than the higher elevations of New Mexico and Arizona. As we look to the mountains in the east, the Appalachians, well, it's much more iffy in the North Carolina mountains. It is possible. Higher chances up toward the New England mountains. And if you want white Christmas weather in lowlands or flat areas away from the mountains, your best bet will be, again, New England in the lower elevations and the upper Midwest, northern Minnesota. Aside from these primary locations, your chance for a white Christmas really aren't that great in many places across the United States. So zooming into western Washington, once again, the mountains are king. As you can see here, a very high chance once you get into the higher elevations, especially above Stevens Pass. But in Seattle at SeaTac Airport, your chance of having a white Christmas, only a mere 4%. Doesn't happen all that often in the lowlands of western Washington, but it can. Looking at the historical probability of some other areas, neighborhoods around western Washington, Coopville on Whidbey Island, Squim, I think this may not surprise you, showing about a 0% historical probability in that 30-year time frame of having a white Christmas. Olympia and Monroe, Washington, well, we're doing a little better at 3%, Bellingham 4%. As you get onto the other side of the Cascades, Wenatchee, you have more than a 1 in 3 shot of having a white Christmas. Again, looking at eastern parts of the state and that higher frequency of snow. Looking at some of the white Christmases in Seattle, it has happened, of course, most recently in 2017. This morning, there was 2 inches of snow on the ground, and that, yes, qualified. 2008, that's when there was actually 4 inches on the ground, also qualifying for a white Christmas. 1 year before that, we almost made it. This wasn't technically a white Christmas because it didn't meet that agreed upon criteria of 1 inch of snow on the ground. But that year there was 0.9 inches of fresh snow that fell, so could be close enough by some people's standards. And then back in 1965, on Christmas Eve, the day before Christmas, there was 8 inches of snow on the ground. And then on Christmas morning, there was still 4 inches of snow on the ground. In Seattle, very tricky because most of the precipitation, even in winter, falls as rain. If you do get the combination, the perfect combination of lowland snow, you need just enough of it in the days before Christmas that it doesn't melt, and you can still have a little bit on the ground for Christmas morning. So for now, hoping you get what you want for Christmas, whether it be a white Christmas, a warm Christmas, a windy Christmas, or a cold Christmas. But all in all, the chance of a white Christmas in Seattle isn't looking great for this year. Better luck next year.